The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Campin' Out, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys training camp on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. And now your host, Shannon Gross.
Welcome to the show. It is Camping Out Live from Oxnard, California, presented by our great friends at American Airlines that were so nice to get Nate's wife here yesterday on time and to training camp. And today is Back Together Saturday, the big initiative by the NFL to have all the teams practicing and bringing you live coverage from training camp. I am Shannon Gross. Alongside me is the legendary Nate Newton, and my partner on Hanging with the Boys during the week. And I tell you what, man, to all the folks that are out, there were thousands of people out here today. And I bet you half of those listened to Hanging with the Boys. Me and Nate were on the stage pre-programming earlier. Nate was, I tell you what, Nate was hyped today. We had good mood Nate out here today. And he was
should have taken the poll today.
Dude, he was, yeah, we should have.
Should have done the poll today.
Should have done the poll. And I tell you what, I think half the people will listen to the show. Everybody was stopping by the stage saying, man, we love you guys. So we love you guys too. Too numerous to mention, but everybody that was at training camp today, thank you for saying hi to us. Nate was taking pictures. He's taking pictures before every practice. So if you see us jump up on the stage, we'll take a picture with you. Nate doesn't do autographs, but he'll take a picture with you. So,
Yo, man.
And I tell you what, we got a special guest joining the show right now. It is none other than Barefoot Jake Ferguson is joining the show. Man. So he just rolled up to the show. Yo. Where your shoes at, man?
I don't need shoes.
I tell you what, man. So how does it feel to be a number one pick?
I'm not a number one pick.
Yeah. Tell him who the number one pick he is. You're my number one pick.
He is.
I appreciate that.
You're his pet cat. We all have a pet cat every training camp.
Yeah.
We adopt somebody.
I'm not a cat. I'm a dog.
I like this guy. I like this guy already.
I'm telling you might. I read your bio and everything I've read about you, coming from Wisconsin. First of all, I want to congratulate you because you can catch.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Because at first, everybody from Wisconsin I thought only could block. Mm-hmm. But now you can catch and block.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to have you. Hey, man, let's just give him a big round of applause.
Appreciate it.
Now I'm going to let Shannon take over.
Oh, no. This is the takeover show, man. You know how we do this.
Yeah.
We try not to get too heavy in the weeds on football stuff,
Right.
Jake. We try to get to know you as a human being because football players are human beings, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
What's your experience been like in Dallas so far? Hot one, we know that. It's been blistering
don't get me
this
about
summer.
the heat. I thought I was good with the heat, and then I'm in Frisco, and I went for a run, probably at about 5 or 6.
Whoa.
I got a mile away from my house, and I was dying.
And then you're stuck.
And I'm like, I'm a mile away from my house. I pulled up Uber.
I was about to say Uber home. I was about to say that Uber home.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, hey,
go ahead.
Hey, you know what? I was reading your bio, man. Barry Alvarez is your grandfather.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How was that household growing up, man?
Yeah, I mean, it was all football. I mean, I still remember as a kid, he had a pool in his backyard, and we had this thing called divers. And we would jump off his diving board and jump in, and he'd laser a ball at us. And we just, for the first couple each day, it'd hit you in the head or get you wrong, and then you'd start catching it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where my ball skills really started to develop as a young kid.
Wow, man.
Did you always want to play tight end, or did it just kind of morph into that?
I was always defense.
Really?
I played middle linebacker throughout high school. I had a lot of offers for defense, D-end, linebacker, and then never played tight end in high school or anything like that. And then once I got to Wisconsin, they were like, let's have you play tight end, and I just fell in love with it. And didn't fall in love with blocking at first. Definitely took a little bit, but got into it, and, yeah, like I said, fell in love.
So let's go back to the defensive end, man. I mean, but you were highly recruited, though, right, as a defensive end?
Yeah, I would say it was about half and half because I played a lot of receiver in high school, and they were like, this kid can catch. He's got a big frame, so maybe we could turn him to a tight end. But I came out of high school, I weighed 205.
Okay.
So that first year, at Wisconsin. I said, how am I going to gain this weight? In the old-fashioned Wisconsin way, they said beer and pizza.
There you go.
Two of my
Got
favorite
some brats.
things.
Yep.
So
It's a little bratwurst over there.
Yep.
Yeah. So you grew up fans of what sport, what players, man? Share your life with us, man.
Oh.
Brothers, sisters.
Yeah, so I got a brother. He's 4 years older than me. I grew up a football kid. I mean, football was in my family. My dad played at Nebraska. So, I mean, we were always playing football. And then outside of football season, played a little baseball, a little basketball. But I was fouling out every time in basketball.
Right.
I mean, it was too close to football season. And then baseball, I just didn't like it. It wasn't enough violence or anything like that. But growing up with my brother, we were really close. He was 4 years ahead of me. So when I was real little, he was like, let's play football in the basement. He would get on his knees. And just because I was a lot shorter than him, he's like, all right, let's go. And he'd still tackle me, put my head through the drywall a couple times.
Right.
I was like, God, like, well, how am I supposed to win this? And eventually started winning a little bit. And he's like, all right, I'm going to stand up now. And so,
Yeah. And y'all got out of the basement, right?
yeah. I had one year with him at Wisconsin, and he learned quick that little brother wasn't so little anymore.
Yeah. So you and Nate have a lot in common. Nate was a defensive guy growing up and switched to offense, but he still had that defensive mentality. I can tell you got some, like you said, dog in you, right?
Yeah. I mean, blocking's it's just as physical, but you got to have that mindset. I mean, you got to go in there and want to remove people, and that once you figure that out and you find out that mindset, it gets fun.
Yeah.
So what as the draft was going, and I know we all have agents. I mean, they probably project you wherever. But as it was going on, did you have a feel that the Cowboys were interested, or do you have other teams that may gave you more love?
They were one of the teams that I actually met with at the Combine. I met with 3 others, and actually talked to the tight end coach, Lunda Wells, and was talking to him. Had a good time with him at the Combine, talking to him, and I kind of was in the back of my mind hoping, but at the same time I was sitting there just like, okay, whatever happens. I'm just going to go with this opportunity and try to prove myself. And then I remember sitting there, and it was Baltimore was on the clock, and I was like, my phone started ringing. I was like, oh, I'm going to Baltimore.
Right.
And then I looked down and I flipped my phone over and it said the Star, Dallas, Texas. And I turned around and smiled to my brother. And I was like, and I gave him a nod. I was like, let's go. I was real happy.
So was it Jerry that when you answered the phone?
It was Jerry, yeah.
How did he give us Jerry on the phone?
He's like, how's it going? And I was like, it's good. I'm doing a lot better now. And then he's like, let's just put a star on that helmet. And I was like, I kind of blacked out for a second there. I was like, let's go. Like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
What was it like when growing up in Wisconsin? Did you grow up a Packers fan or?
No, I hated the Packers.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Who was your team?
Oh, no.
I can't
That's
even
blasphemy
I can't even
up
say
there,
their name
man.
right now. I was a Raiders fan growing up.
Okay.
Hey, give me some. That's
Yeah.
my second favorite team.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's
bro.
okay. You can say it's
They
a safe
used to be
space.
physical, man.
They were some,
There was some dogs, boy.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
I mean, growing up in Wisconsin, everyone was a Packers fan, and that just kind of,
Didn't want to be like everybody else.
I mean, it was just annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even
Well,
know.
I'm glad you to grow up a Dallas fan
Yeah.
because it's annoying in Dallas.
What other sports are you into? You watch basketball, baseball, hockey? anything?
Well, I can't ice skate, so not hockey.
Okay.
I like a little bit of basketball, I like a little bit of baseball, but I'm usually all football.
Yeah.
A little curling in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've
Went
heard
to
it.
a
I've
couple
done that.
curling clubs.
Have you?
Yeah.
They have one in,
How
up in
good were you
Frisco,
at?
I think, don't they?
I
I've heard they have
I
one
might
up
have
there.
to see what
Yeah.
that's about.
I heard they have an arena where you can go. It's like a curling arena.
Yeah,
up there,
I would go
so
check that out
go
for
check
sure.
It out.
So
How
you've done that
good
before.
are you, man?
How good at curling?
Yes.
Oh, not very good.
Oh,
I'm good
okay.
at the broom, but when I do the little rock,
Right.
it's called something else, but I'll throw it way too far.
Okay.
You know what we need to do, Nate? When we get back and we have our full show with Jesse and Kurt,
Yeah.
we need to have a team outing with Jake and go curling and let him teach us
Oh,
how
we
to
tear
curl.
it up. We
Let's
tear it
make
up.
that happen. We'll go video
Yeah.
it, put it on the
We would tear
website.
it up.
Let's do it.
Right.
Let's do it after
What?
the season.
After the yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Off season.
tear it
That's
up.
off season
That's
project.
an off season thing. I don't want
Slip on the ice and then
calling us.
That's a good point. Good point.
You know,
Man.
fell on the ice.
I'm glad you're here, man. How do you feel? I know y'all haven't put on pads, but how you feel you're progressing from day one of hitting the star and getting out here now?
For sure.
You feel good about it?
Yeah, I feel really good. But I mean, obviously, there's a lot more to do, a lot more to kind of live up to and kind of progress. But But as of right now, I feel like I'm making sort of those little strides day by day. And, I mean, my goal is right now to just pick one thing every day and get better at that and focus on that.
Has anybody told you yet that when Jason Witten showed up, drafted for the Cowboys, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer,
I know
he
Jason.
started with 48.
He did?
Yeah, that was with Parcells. He was 48. And then when he made the team, they obviously flipped him to 82.
Okay.
I don't think McCord's going to, if you make the team, give you 82.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
I don't
that.
think so either.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
Yeah. Are you sticking with 48?
Yeah, you can stick with
We'll
48.
see what happens. I mean, to me, it's not really about what number I'm wearing. I like stuff with 8 in it, so, I mean, 48's got one. It's about who's wearing it. So I guess but, I mean, there was already a great before me who wore 48.
Yeah.
So living up to that and just trying to make do with what I got.
Let me ask you this here, man, because as you can tell, I like food.
What gave it away?
What gave it away?
Hey, look here. What do you eat to maintain yourself? Are you a nutritious guy, or you eat what you want to eat?
Yeah, so in college I was not a nutritionist guy at all. I was eating whatever and I got up to 260 at one point.
Whoa.
Was big. And then like a gross 260. And then I kind of figured it out my senior year and was like leaned down to about 245 and now I'm 250.
Okay.
But it's a lot of protein just to kind of maintain and because I just keep wanting to get stronger, and then my greens and then carbs to give me energy and stuff. But I mean, my Achilles heel is the cheese curds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Oh, man.
Wow.
Not bad.
I just got back from Wisconsin and brought a whole bunch back.
Let me ask you this, Ray. How do you feel about French fries?
Okay, so here's why he's asking. Before you answer, Nate's going to tell, because we got to let you go, but this is going to be our ending question for every
Right.
because he had a habit back when he played, and he's going to tell you in a minute. And Osa was on the show yesterday, and he had probably the funniest response. So
Right.
tell us how you feel about French fries, then Nate will tell you his story, and then we'll let you go because you got stuff to do. But how do you feel about French fries?
It depends on the fry, I guess. Curly fry is unbeatable.
Right.
But the fries that are like mushy,
Not good?
no, I don't do those.
Okay.
Wow, I like them all.
All right, so
Yeah.
tell
like 'em
Nate,
all.
tell him what you used to
I
do
used
when
to-
you played. What was your snack? Your afternoon snack. This is a snack now,
A full
Jake.
bag of out of fries with the crinkles.
A whole bag.
Yeah,
He put
whole
a whole
bag.
bag in the oven and eat it
Yeah,
as a
either
snack.
fried
every day.
It didn't matter how
As
it
a
came
snack?
fried. Oh yeah, man, with ketchup, man, salt. That's all I wanted. That's probably why I got. That's why I was obese.
Yeah.
See, right now we're like 302. I weighed before practice, and I weighed with my shoes on, so I probably make 299.
Yeah.
And I played it like anywhere between 325 and 340.
Tell Jake what. Tell Jake.
I would love to block with you. We would have had some fun. We would have had some fun.
Before we let him go, tell him your story about your farm you used to go to before camp.
Oh, the Fat Farm. Yeah. They used to call it Fat Farm.
Yeah.
Why can't – I'm going to ask you this question. Why can't offensive linemen have personal trainers like skilled guys? They call – Nate's going to the Fat Farm in Florida. And I'm like, I paid a guy hundreds of dollars a year to get me in shape.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah.
But tell him why. Tell him what you were weighing before you went into camp.
Because I would probably wear about 380 to 400 pounds, and I had to get it off in about 6.
They're just body shaming you. I would have embraced the 400. We would have had fun.
You'd embrace it.
Yeah,
I
it
like
would've
that.
been good.
Yes, sir, bro.
All right,
beer and pizza, baby.
There we
Wisconsin.
go. We're going to go to break. When we
Thank
come
you for
back,
having
we'll
me.
break
Thank you
down a
for
little bit of practice. Jake,
Wow.
thank you for joining us, man.
Thanks.
Come on the
Thanks for
show
having me,
anytime.
man.
Glad
Yeah.
you're on the team. Looking forward to following you. Nate's going to keep up with you every day.
Oh, yeah.
When we get back to the Star, we'll have you back on the show, man.
Yes, sir.
So
Sounds good.
appreciate you
Appreciate
stopping
you guys.
by. We will be right back.
Man said he would embrace it.
On
Yes,
Camping
sir.
Out.
He'd embrace it.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Attention Cowboys fans looking for the best shave of your life. There's a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Imagine not having to buy blades as often and getting more smooth shaves than your old razor, guaranteed or your money back. After more than 10 years of research and over 150 company patents, Shave Logic is proud to offer Cowboys fans a special offer. For a limited time, visit shavelogic.com and get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. Go to shavelogic.com now for more smooth shaves guaranteed.
Back to Camping Out.
Welcome back to Camping Out. Shannon Gross, Nate Newton, live from Oxnard, California, on behalf of American Airlines. American Airlines should be your only choice for flying. That's how we get out here to camp, and that's how we're going to go to Denver and L.A. and back to Dallas. So,
It used to be brought to you by a car company, so people thought we drove out here.
yeah.
Well, a few of us do drive, but the majority of us do fly.
Yes, some of us do drive.
Yeah.
You know what? Finally saw the infamous van that Nate
I saw it. I dropped them
sends
off
us
at
text
it.
messages
Yeah,
from. I need to see
saw
the
it.
inside of it. We'll do that before the end of camp. So, Nate, now that we got Jake, I like Jake. He got some.
Yeah.
Jake a little
He
different.
got a little attitude,
He a
man.
little
I like
different,
that.
man.
Yeah, I
He a little
like. He
different.
seems like an all football all the time kind of
Yeah.
guy. I like that. I like
He,
that.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. The response, and so now we got to do that every show. The French fry. We gotta
Yeah,
do
that's gonna be the ending question
Yeah,
for
the ending
French
question.
fry?
French fry.
That'll
What
be
do you
the-
feel about French fry?
That'll be the.
Who
ending
we
question.
got? Patrick Swayze coming?
No, it's better. It's we're
Yeah.
gonna welcome to the show.
Okay,
now.
hold on, hold on a second.
Before we get into
Just Jay.
before we get into, you ain't got to wait on no grand entrance. You're on
Yeah.
Camping Out. This ain't
Yeah,
the
man.
Emmys or right there, man. Right there. Put that headset
Don't
on.
walk across the camera,
Yeah, man. You have some self-awareness, Patrick. I mean, you've been on the job one day. Today's your first day, and you don't even. I mean, act like you've been here before, man. Come on,
man.
act like you've been here before. Welcome to the show, Patrick Walker.
Thank you for having me.
So most of y'all are probably like, who the hell is Patrk Walker? Well, we're about to tell you who Patrk Walker is. So Patrk Walker, we're going to let him tell you who he is, but he is our new staff writer for DallasCowboys.com. How long you been on the job, Patrick?
I've been covering the Cowboys for about
No. How long you been in this particular job that you do right now?
today.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. So about 4 hours.
Yeah. Today.
Welcome to the team.
Today,
I didn't mean
today.
to cut you. I did mean to cut you off, but go ahead. Tell us how long you've been covering the
Hold
Cowboys.
on.
What?
I've been talking to this dude for 4 or 5 days.
And then
You have.
work for
That's
us?
'cause I've
He
been
just
out
started
here.
working today.
Yeah.
How y'all let this dude, Jerry?
Oh.
How y'all let this?
They had to see if we would gel first.
Oh, okay, all right.
They had to see.
All right.
They specifically put it in the offer. They said this offer is contingent upon Nate Newton liking you.
Okay, and I love
So I
you,
said,
man.
okay, well let me find
I
Nate
love you, man.
at the meal table and let's chop it up.
And all he had, and he knew what to say. I'm a Cowboy fan. I fell
And he
in
got
love.
and he got you. He got you.
It's a blessing. Been following. Obviously, I've been a Cowboys fan all my life. For those that may or may not know, that's just a fact. It's literally tattooed on my arm. This is one of the greats. This is one of the reasons that I became a Cowboys fan.
Look, you already got the job. You ain't got to do
No,
that.
but
You already
all of that is
Hang in.
all of that is a segue to the following. I still have to get Nate eating okra. That's a mission.
You don't eat okra?
He does not eat
You're
okra.
from the South,
He
and
does
you
not
don't eat okra?
I eat pig feet. I
Listen,
hog maw.
that realization from Nate was one of those real never meet your hero type moments
Yeah.
for me.
You know
Because
what?
he doesn't like okra.
I
Like,
don't-
how do
I
you
don't
not
eat
like
okra.
No,
okra?
you know,
I'll-
okra, green slimy okra with red tomato sauce.
But
I
you
told
can
you.
fry it fried. I
Fried
said
okra.
try it
Fry
fried.
it.
Fried
Try it
okra, not
You
fried.
bad.
fried, dyed, and fricassee it, and I'm not eating it.
No, man.
Yeah.
Nate is
so
set in
we
his
can
ways
get
of
into
no
another
okra.
conversation.
Let's do
How
it.
did you panhandle up on this job?
Oh man, it's a blessing, man. Derek reached out to me, a few weeks
Derek
ago.
who?
Derek
Who is Derek?
Eagleton, the
Okay.
Derek Eagleton,
Man,
right?
I told you,
You
you
know,
already got the job.
what's
You
my
don't have
man-
to keep doing this with everybody that works
What's
with
my
us.
man, Mandalon? What's his name?
Jerry Madeline.
Jerry. He gave me like 3 things. Get to the point, Tell your point, prove your point, and get out, man. Come on.
See, you trying to get me out already.
So what?
Trying to get me out.
So what you're saying is you ain't listening to nothing Jerry said ever.
I ain't listening to nothing Jerry said. I love you, Jerry. I love you. I'm learning. Okay.
But no, man. I've been covering the Cowboys for about 15, 16 years, but this has always been a dream for me to not only cover the Cowboys and cover the Cowboys the right way, but to do those two things for the Cowboys. So when the team and Derek Eagleton reached out to me a few weeks ago, asked if I was interested, I couldn't have said yes more passionately enough. So I'm just thankful to be here with you guys, and we're going to have some fun, man. The science has arrived. We're going to have some fun.
Have you see that right side of that little section of the desk that you're right there? You want to know who did that?
Who's that?
Nate Newton's pinky. He put his pinky on the desk,
and it just gave. And it broke. And it gave.
Yesterday.
And the first thing he says to me is,
Chris, come fix this.
Come fix the desk.
Fix this, Chris.
There's another guy we used to say, come fix this.
I can't use that drop
anymore.
Yeah,
we can't use it.
I could believe it, man.
So where were you, if you don't mind me asking, where were you before you
I was covering the Cowboys for CBS Sports. That was my most recent. That's where I'm transitioning over from. Prior to then, was paying my dues of 24/7 Sports, covering the Cowboys, but also helping on the college recruiting standpoint of that page and everything.
Wow.
And just, USA Today, also in my background. Shouts out to the Cowboys Wire, my good friend Katie Drummond. Just basically climbing the ladder, man, trying to pay dues, trying to do it the right way, trying to do it with integrity and making sure that because the team just deserves the right type of coverage. Yes.
Are you a true writer?
Yep.
You don't use a computer. Everything you do is on a typewriter.
I could do either. I actually was telling I was telling our good friend Willie here, I have a typewriter at home.
What is his name?
Will.
Wait a minute. I ain't never heard nobody call him Willie.
He called him Willie.
He been on the job one day and y'all like that?
Y'all like that?
Wow.
Listen, hey, man, hey, you my boy. Call me Willie.
William, bro, Will.
I've been
Willie. You ain't ever told me you can call me Willie.
I've often been labeled a habitual line stepper. Right. So whether it be it in
Oh, that wasn't for on air. Hey, this is the show that's infamous for saying stuff on air that you're not supposed to.
That's
supposed to be off.
Yeah, because I even called Derek Mr. Eagleton just a couple of times, just to show respect. And he covered Derek,
boss man.
But you call him Derek. Derek, man. Who is Derek? I mean, now you got Willie. What you call Nick? Huh?
Eatman.
Yeah, okay, but at least you got that right.
All right, so I got a question for y'all. Let's talk some football for at least 5 minutes before we get off the show.
Did you see that?
Yes, Nate, focus. Focus, Nate.
Nate. Watch this okra.
What?
No.
Exactly. Now he's focused.
No.
He's focused now.
What did y'all watch today? What did you see
on the field?
And tell the people that were not out here what stood out to each one of you today.
What stood out to me?
I'll start. Thank you for asking. I think the offense and defense both had good days. There were some plays made on the offense.
How is
and there
that?
were some plays made. Did you see the touchdowns? The one-handed touchdown by Simi? Do you watch practice?
I do. And what I gathered today.
What did you gather?
Was the receivers in the red zone and end zone, they were getting good spacing and catching the ball.
Right.
I look at little things like that, just to see if because these guys was all over them the first few days. These guys were covering pretty good. Yeah. But today it had a nice little red zone, end zone thing going on.
I could agree with that. What I saw today was James Washington did take another step forward. He had a mixed bag yesterday, had a good day on day 2.
Yes.
And he's locked in the battle right now with rookie Jalen Tolbert. But then now you're starting to see guys like T.J. Vasher, yesterday's play. He jumps out. Now he wants his name to be in the mix as well. Simi Fehoko, who's been trying to get his name in the offensive mix since he arrived in Dallas. Right. He makes the one-handed grab. So to Shannon's point, I like what the offense brought today because to this point, prior to today's practice, the defense had been setting the tone for the most part.
And they also defense, and the reason why I said they both had good days, defense dropped through three interceptions, Chris.
Yeah.
They had a chance to. I mean,
McQuamu could have had one too.
Yeah, I think they both stepped up and had their moments. Now, if you say who won, I would say the offense won, but I think they both. And
today.
Yeah, today. You brought up the wide receiver position, and I was having a conversation with one of our coworkers earlier today. This is going to be the position, man, that I think that's the position to watch this year.
What's that?
The wide receiver position.
The defensive line position.
No, I'm going. You watch the D line. I'm going to watch the receivers because here's what I'm looking at receiver.
I'm going to break the tie.
How you gonna break the tie? You just showed up yesterday.
I can still break the
Four
tie.
hours on the job. He's telling us how to run the shot.
I can still break the tie.
Break the tie because I have a feeling. I have a feeling he's gonna go with me.
Okay.
What's the tiebreaker?
The defensive line.
Oh, get out of here.
Call me Willie, baby. Call me Willie.
This team has shown you if they don't score 30 points, you can't win a football game. So I think the position battle that I'm watching is the wide receiver position.
I was just glad.
Because this team goes as that
glad
goes.
to see Washington catch it. Something in the end zone, really.
I feel like this offense, if Kellen Moore finally takes that next step consistently as far as scheming players open and whatnot, I think this is an offense that can make certain receivers possibly better than they would have been otherwise. But when you flip over to the defensive line, you lose Randy Gregory to free agency. Right. I still predict Neville Gallimore is going to have a breakout season now that he's healthy again. Predicted it last season, but he had the elbow injury that kind of derailed it. A healthy Neville Gallimore, you look at, they bring in, road graders like John Ridgway, for example, another year under Osa Odighizuwa's belt. Chauncey Golston, for example. You have to look at the interior defensive line right now because there's a ton of questions for a Cowboys team that struggled to stop the run in the past, and now you lose Randy Gregory on the edge. You don't want to overcommit Micah Parsons, in my opinion, to defensive end, which means you have to get your defensive line worked out. Otherwise, you're going to overextend Parsons, and now that negatively impacts your linebacker core, where you have additional questions.
Here's the thing. I didn't say which position was most valuable. I just said the position that I'm going to watch. So I don't disagree with you guys, but let me throw this at you.
Throw it at us, Shannon.
Wide receiver position, right? Mm-hmm. You got CD Lamb, that's your number one, right out of the gate.
Right.
You got Michael Gallup, that's probably looking like he's going to start on. He's going to miss games, maybe up to.
Let's late September.
If they put him on PUP, it's 6 games, right? Yeah. So then he's out. Let's just say he's out of the mix. So you got CD, and then behind CD, who you got?
You got
James Washington.
No, you got Dalton Schultz.
Dalton Schultz is going to catch 100 balls this year.
You got Dalton Schultz. See, as much as you want to, he is the receiver. Mm-hmm. And as much as I wasn't for this kid, I am for this kid because I'm seeing out here in practice.
That gets him 3 or 4 passes.
Security
practice.
Yeah,
security blanket.
So you got CD, and then you got just wide receiver. I get Dalton Schultz is going to be a security blanket, and he's going to put up numbers.
Well, if we going,
are you going to let me finish my point? Yes, I don't ever talk football, and this is why I don't, because when I try, you bully me on this show.
Okay, no, I'm not going to bully you. Go ahead on. You're on the right track. Go ahead on.
CD, and then you brought James Washington in to be your number 3, right? With Gallup out of the way.
That's your hope.
He steps into your number 2, right? But then behind it, you got Noah Brown, which he's been around forever, and you know what he is, right? This team loves him. You got Simi Fehoko. Mm-hmm. Then you got Jalen Tolbert, which you drafted, and you heard great things about him in the offseason, right? Mm-hmm. Then you got TJ Vasher, which has done nothing but, show up out here, right?
Yeah, flash.
And then you brought in Kevontae Turpin, which you got to think they brought him in to be a special teams kick returner and punt returner, right? And I tell you what, that's the smallest human I've ever seen in pads on a pro football field. He's 5'7", 156, and I don't believe he's over 148.
And one of the fastest.
So fast.
He goes from zero to top gear in a blink of an eye.
And then a guy to keep your eye on that I hear that Dak really likes this kid is number 3, Dennis Houston. So you got all these receivers in the mix, and you really only have one guy that's a true number 1, which you don't really know he's the number 1 yet, that needs to step up and prove that. And then it's kind of fuzzy behind that. So that's why I'm kind of interested on, hey, who's going to step up and make this team? That's why I'm watching the wide
And that's
receivers.
fair. I think
that is a good. Let me give you some.
Thank you for letting me talk, Nate.
Man,
I appreciate that.
Man, let me give you some, bro.
Thanks, Patrick, for letting me talk. Okay, I'm done. Y'all just have the rest of the show, and then I'll just take us out of
this. This is what I feel. Mm-hmm. This is what I feel, and I agree with him. And we talk this all the time, and that's probably why I over-talked him. I'm sorry about that, but this is what I feel. You got CeeDee Lamb, then you got Dalton, and then if they do it right, you got the kid coming out of the backfield, Tony. So
that's your guy. That's your receivers.
Because
James
Washington,
because you can motion Pollard out.
I don't know what James Washington can do. He wasn't consistent when leaving the Steelers. Am I correct? Did he come from the Steelers?
Yeah, he came from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I mean, why did he get away from there? I mean, it wasn't money.
I have an idea there.
Okay.
I think that I was high on Washington coming out of OK State.
Right.
I think that the Steelers put him in a situation where you have a declining Ben Roethlisberger, and when you have a quarterback that's declining and the offense is trying desperately to figure things out, you look at how heavily they leaned on the run game. So you have heavy in the run game, right? In addition to a quarterback that's struggling, how much can you expect from any wide receiver in that unit?
Right.
So I give him the benefit of the doubt coming over to Dallas because I still see the skill set there. But admittedly, he's had a mixed bag here through the first 4 days of training camp, which is why, as it stands, if you ask me who has the lead behind Dalton Schultz as far as who could get the third most targets over the first few games, you look at someone like Jalen Tolbert. I mentioned on Training Camp Live, you look at someone like Dennis Houston. Thank you for bringing Dennis Houston up in this conversation.
You're welcome, Patrick.
Because I think the Western Illinois kid is going to surprise a lot of people, and he already has a good relationship that he's building with Dak Prescott. So don't be surprised if you have a guy like that. But maybe the Cowboys run heavy on wide receiver and carry 7 and run one man light on another position so that they can have 3 or 4 guys at any given point in time behind those 1 or 2 spot, the first 2 spots that they can throw in and kind of feel things out until Gallup gets back.
I just feel like it's right here. You've put a lot on CeeDee Lamb, and if we are not, if he don't see the ball in the first game 12 times minimum, you did him a disservice. I mean, we can't go through what we took Amari through or what Amari took himself through. I don't know how that went. But where he would disappear some games,
chicken or the egg.
Then some games he'll get 8 or 9 passes. You have to be consistent with CeeDee Lamb so he can grow. So he's going to be literally learning on the job what double coverage is. He's going to be literally learning on the job what a precise route can get you open. He's going to be learning on the job, and he's going to have to be more consistent with catching that ball. You can't wait for the big player. You can't wait for the spectacular play. Yep. You are the number one guy. You got to pick that ball up. So, and I'm agree with Shannon, but I don't see none of these guys because I've seen none of these guys. And it starts Monday for me. That's why I'm a little lax. I'm like, yeah, I'll be looking at practice. I'll look at a few things. But it starts Monday, man.
It does.
It starts Monday, man.
So Monday, pads come on.
Yes, sir.
We get to see what some of these guys are
yes,
about.
Sir.
What are you going to be watching, or who are you going to be watching on Monday?
Well, I got to go to the fat man. I mean the fat guys. And I'm going straight to
which side of the ball? Both sides?
Oh no, just offensive line.
Okay.
My first day that I'm looking at the offensive line, and that will lead me over into the defense line. I got to, because if we don't fix our offensive line, it's end of season. That's it, my brother. End of season if we don't fix the offensive line.
Who are you watching on Monday, Patrick?
I'm kind of the polar opposite of Nate here. I'm watching the defensive line, and then, as a consequence, watching the offensive line. I'm looking heavily at guys like Osa Odigizua, newcomer John Ridgeway. I'm looking to see how they can gel with a guy like Neville Gallimore, who's looking quick. He's looking quicker this year. Looks like he had a great offseason training regimen. I need to see that interior defensive line finally get it together for the Cowboys so that you don't have games like you had against the San Francisco 49ers, wherein it doesn't matter if you can stop the pass because Trevon Diggs has 11 interceptions and Anthony Brown is coming in picking off the ball, so forth and so on. None of that matters if they can gash you at the point of attack. So for the Cowboys, for me, while I am looking at the O-line because you come and go as your O-line goes, for me, the money is right there on the interior defensive line.
Who are you looking at, Shannon?
Hang on. Chris, who are you looking at?
I was going to say, don't forget about Tristan Hill.
Absolutely.
That's the one guy you forgot.
Round pick. Yeah,
because he's a flasher. He didn't want to call out a flasher.
Who or what are you looking at, Chris?
Oh, I'll probably look at the wide receivers against the DBs.
Yeah,
because I think that's going to be huge.
I'm gonna tell you the most important thing.
Hang on, Willie. Who you looking at?
Willie, yeah, Willie.
My bad. My bad.
Williams pick is Jabril Cox. That's a good one.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm just intrigued by I just like the sexiness of the wide receiver position.
Every year he jump on.
And I like I like the diversity they have because they got a body control type guy in James Washington that's kind of short and stocky for a receiver, and then you got Vasher that's got this crazy length that you can just in the red zone just throw it.
It's a rubber band.
Dude, he's got Dez Bryant athleticism. I don't want to compare him to Dez, but he's got that kind of go up and get the ball mentality. Right. He's probably got 6 or 7 inches on Dez. So I'm interested in that. And then you got Turpin in the mix that he caught a pass today, and, man, you lose that little dude. He very Darren Sproles-like.
They had an end around yesterday that they lost him on.
Yeah, and it's like, so I'm intrigued by the wide receiver position just to see, because it's going to be a log jam and see. Usually there's one guy that, Cedric Wilson stepped up and kind of come. They don't become your number 1 or number 2 guy, but they come. Somebody's going to become a contributor. I'm just kind of interested.
A big 3. And I'm going to tell you, it's easy to figure out the defensive line. I'm telling you, Big Neville and Bohannon and
Quinn
Osa. All they got to do is take them to Cracker Barrel and stick the pancakes in front of them, and let's see who can eat the most pancakes.
Nate had
whoever eat the most pancakes, they're gonna be fat.
We're out on the stage.
They're gonna be fat.
The stage this morning, and Nate was in rare form,
man.
And he was like, these big dudes came up and they wanted to take a picture with Nate, and they were probably every bit as big as Nate. There was a whole family of them. It looked like a dad and like 3 of the sons.
Yeah.
And Nate was like, "We got some earth movers out here, some earth movers. I bet y'all can move some pancakes too." And I'm just like, oh man, like,
it all comes back to the pancakes.
Yeah, man,
it's always
if
back
I can
to
get
French
these
fries
guys
and the pancakes.
take these guys and put them in front of and say whoever eats the most pancakes, whoever gets the most high cholesterol,
just carb
fat,
load them.
Yeah, and then that way they can just wallow on the field. We don't be no running lanes. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to get around walls.
Shannon, you want to talk about the kicker?
That was almost, yes.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Before you told me you want to talk about kicker.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. And Amber had one job, and she didn't do it. So me and Chris pulled up the slack, and we watched the kickers. And I think it was from 48 yards, Chris?
Yeah, they moved it around like around 40, between 40 and 48.
40 and 48 yards. Our kickers were 4 for 8.
Not ideal.
And 5 for 8.
Not ideal.
Which is about 55% as a unit within inside 50.
Yeah.
So we'll just leave that right there. We don't need to discuss that anymore. But
at some point, we're going to be saying is the kicker for this team on this team.
Correct. Which if they don't show up on Monday when the pads are on in a high stress, this is with no stress. This is just them doing their own thing.
Right.
You get them in some, because they haven't put them in game type situations yet.
What I heard about a holiday is, hey, don't worry, when the game starts, you'll be on.
Oh no, that's not how this works.
No.
That's not how any of this works.
Did you hear that, Willie?
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
All right, well, we're going to get out of here because we're hungry.
Kicker.
Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air.
Yes, sir.
Willie, thank you for keeping us live on the social channels. Nate, thanks for bringing it as you do.
Hey, good receiver talk. Great receiver talk.
Great D-line talk. Patrick, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the team, man.
This
dude
been hanging around for 4 or 5 days.
You didn't even know.
Hey, you know what the best part is?
What?
He plays Call of Duty.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he does.
I don't care. The dude was hanging around. He could have been a sniper of some sort.
No, sir.
Yeah,
Nate,
we got to get rid of this.
But your radar would have went off.
Nate loves Call of Duty talk.
Yeah, he doesn't play it, but he wants to watch.
We'll talk some KDR.
He wants to watch us play so bad. We're going to have to make that happen.
Hang around for 5 or 6
All right,
days.
Patrick, welcome to the squad, man.
Trying
Good
to
have
get you some okra was a setup. Thanks, Sam.
All right, we're out of here. Hey, thank you, American Airlines, for sponsoring this. This has been another episode. We are off tomorrow.
We are.
Monday, we don't know who our guest is, but the pads come on. We might go for 3 hours.
Bring us the president of American Airlines. That's what we need.
We might go for 3 hours on Monday. There's going to be so much to talk about. We will see you Monday. Same place, maybe the same time. We'll figure all that out. Thank you, American Airlines. We will be back next week. This has been Camping Out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!